for some reason, well, I guess they're shy, and you know they're talking to us like this, and then as soon as we turn that on, they just shut down and they're like, I didn't even. Like that's kind of, I guess, fear of like having people know who you really are, because we kind of portray ourselves. We try to portray ourselves as, you know, different.
Yeah.
And then we kind of hide, you know, all of the mess that goes on behind
The facade. Exactly.
Yeah, because we're, you know, we all have problems. We all have our little crisis and everything, but we all just kind of push
try to
that
cover
under the rug for some reason. I don't know why, because we all have it. I mean, none of us are perfect, happy all the time or anything, so.
Right. So I wonder why we do that. Because you're right. You are exactly right. I think everybody tries to put forward their best persona.
I think people just don't want to be seen as weak or
As weak.
vulnerable or just like, I don't know, negative. Most people just, you know, it's just how you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be strong and happy and positive and make other people happy and all that stuff, and that's just how, I guess, society, we're just supposed to be responsible, happy, go lucky, positive, let's do this, you know.
So we're
Strong.
raised that way.
Yeah.
And then we carry on that kind of, yeah. I think you're right. Statement that you captured with a couple of students when you asked them, are you the same in class as you are at class? What was their answer?
One of the girls was talking about how it just depends on if she has friends in the class. And then she's kind of more herself, but if she doesn't have friends in the class, then what she said was she was a nerd, and that she like really focuses and she's really quiet, but when she's out of class she's hyper and talks to everyone, but whenever she gets in class she's just totally like opposite and like serious and quiet, but whenever she's out of class she's not like that.
Yeah. And what struck me about that is when in our education class I brought up what I thought was going to be a really fun thing.
Yeah, and everyone was
I
like,
really
"Oh."
did. I pranced in there and I said, we're going to make a video for YouTube. And I was really surprised at how many students said, thanks, but no thanks. I don't want to be participating in that. And even after saying, you know, it's okay, I still got this vibe, and I don't know. So that got me spinning about, okay, well, for our project on understanding student identity development and how that influences their learning, even with future teachers, who I feel particularly close to, like a camaraderie, because we're in the same profession, that it was kind of, there was a wall that kind of went up.
Yeah, I felt that.
You felt that too?
I felt that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that by turning the camera on, it just magnified that. So that in class, they're a different person than they are outside of class.
Well, the one thing that I can tell you I noticed about that whole thing was, from my perspective, since I'm, you know, in the class and I'm the student, there was a gap between the younger students and the older students in the class. Like, I mostly sit with the older students. I don't know if you've noticed, but I get along with older people better. And they had no problem with the videoing. None of them had any problem with it. They were talking to me, and they were excited about it. And they came up with ideas, you know, the describe yourself thing.
Yes.
Like Lupe had like 6 papers with like words on them.
No problem.
No problem. And then the younger ones kind of all moved over to this side of the room, and they had like no part of it.
Do you think so? Yeah.
Maybe they don't exactly know who they are, or maybe they're afraid of figuring out, you know, who they are because of this facade. Maybe they're actually believing that, and they're not really taking in, you know, what's really going on and who they really are, and they don't want to dig deep or whatever. I don't know.
Okay.
So I think they just maybe needed some more time to kind of think about it, or.
Okay. Well, okay.
I just think, you know, a lot of it has to do with they just don't want to open up to everyone in the class. I think they're just, you know, there to do this work and then go home.
Right. And what that does is it tells me what their expectations are of the class.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yourself and stuff. And I also have an idea of how to approach it, like maybe another way to do it. Because in EDO 100 we all had to take the MBTI
Yeah, your
test.
Myers-Briggs. Mm-hmm.
Another way is to like write down what we were,
Yes.
our symbols, the 4 letters, and then see if we agree with it and pick out the key points of that, like, you know, how some of them are intuitive,
Yes.
and see if they relate with that or if it was wrong, or that would be the way to find out how people see themselves and if they agree with that.
That's a great idea.
Because, you know, we all had to do that, so no one can
Yes.
hide behind, I don't know what that
Yes.
was, blah, blah, blah. So,
That's a great idea.
because that's one of my favorite things. I never knew a test like that existed, and I've made everyone take it. My mom, everyone.
What are you?
So, INFJ.
Oh, very
Yeah,
nice.
the rarest one.
There are a lot of INFJs in counseling.
Yeah. It's that I should be like a psychiatrist or like a special education teacher.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
ministry also.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very helpful for me to know about you. It really is.
Very intuitive too. I have
Yeah.
feelings and dreams, and if I, you know, think, oh my gosh, someone's in a car accident, then they were. So.
You ponder, you wonder, you plan,
Yep.
you dream.
Yep.
Me too.